Hello everyone and welcome to Final IT. In today's video we're going to be looking at setting up a virtual network for your virtual machines to run on. This can be a virtual network that also has access to the internet, or a network that's fully isolated to a few VMs. Previous videos that might be helpful to watch before this one include our video on installing VMware Workstation, which can be found in the description. In VMware Workstation we're going to want to go up to the Edit option, select Virtual Network Editor. It's going to pull up a menu where we can look at the current virtual networks that it has. In order to adjust anything on here, we're going to need to click the Change Settings button at the bottom right. You'll want to accept the User Access Control prompt, and then it should pop back up showing actually an additional one, normally the bridged adapter. In our case, we're just going to add a new network. We're going to pick VMNet 19. You can pick any unused VMNet that you want. That'll let us set up some custom settings for this. So we already have a bridged network. A bridged network is one that is connected directly to the same network that your host computer is connected to. It'll show up as connected directly to the router that your computer is connected to, and so it's good for testing things in a similar way, in a similar network configuration to what your main computer is using. If you're doing host only, that's this third option here. That means that they're internally on a private network. They don't have access to the internet, but you can put several VMs on the same host-only network, and they would be able to talk to each other. The NAT, you're only able to have a single NAT network as well. Now NAT, what that means is it creates a sub-network for these VMs that do have access to the internet. So they're not on the same network as your host machine is, though. They access what appears to be like a virtual router in VMware. And you can even look at your NAT settings and configure what that virtual router's IP address is, some port forwarding in that virtual router, a couple other advanced settings like that. Another thing that you'll want to choose for your network is whether or not you want a DHCP to run on it. Oftentimes you do want a DHCP of some kind, but whether or not you want it to run on the network automatically from VMware, or whether or not you want your Windows server to run it perhaps, or another entity to do that, or maybe even just to manually assign IPs. Those are all different options that you have, and so you'll want to configure your DHCP settings accordingly. Before you go in there, it's a good idea to get your subnet IP situated. That will be the private IP subnet, the network itself that this VMNet will be using. So in this case, it's anything on the 192.168.8 network. 0 is just means the entire network itself. It'll work for any number in the last box here. So if we go to our DHCP settings, we'll see that it's going to give out IP addresses starting at the 128 mark and ending at the 254 mark on that 8 subnet. And you can set up a lease time if you need to. After you hit apply, you've got your new network created. Alright, and then you can just assign that to your VMs in order to use it. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments.